Everyone, welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. For those of you who are new to the channel, I am your host as always, Rashid White. All right, let's get right into it. You guys actually see the title. You see the thumbnail there. Can Coach Greg Popovich actually bring Ben Simmons back from the grave? You know, metaphorically speaking, of course, man, not literally. But let's get into this article over here, man. This actually comes from, I found this kind of laughable over here. Sportskeeda. And it comes from them, and they already have a proposed trade for the Brooklyn Nets, and they bringing up the whole San Antonio, and they want Dame to actually go to Brooklyn, and I am dead set against that because of his age and the money that's actually owed to him. I mean, $60 million, I think it's back-to-back years when he's like damn near ready to retire. I mean, it would definitely cripple the franchise right there, and under any circumstances, I would trade Ben Simmons for some Dame Lillard. Dame. I'm tongue-tied today over here, man. I'm always tongue-tied with that name there. So it says over here that they believe that Greg Popovich can help Ben get back to the player he once was. Listen, the only thing that's actually going to help Ben get back to the player he was is he actually gets healthy. Guys, there's certain injuries you can play through, and there is certain injuries you cannot play through. God, I've been playing basketball for 25 years. All right, so I had back injuries. You cannot play with a back injury, okay? Your body will not allow you to play with a back injury. Just like if you break your leg, your body will not allow you to play or do any kind of physical activities whatsoever. You know, so I don't understand what the hell is wrong with people, man. These guys over here, they don't play the damn game of basketball, and they talk like they're experts and like, oh, it's a confidence thing with Ben Simmons, and I'm like, what are you talking about? The guy is injured. He had a nerve impingement. All right, so this has nothing to do with him actually getting back to the player he was. Okay. All right, so it says Popovich has done a marvelous job since becoming the Spurs head coach back in '96. And it says Coach's Pop is known for bringing the best out of his players and putting them in the best positions to succeed. He helped mold players like Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili into Hall of Famers. And while he may not turn Ben Simmons into a Hall of Famer, if he became a Spur, he could contribute to him emerging as an impact player once again. So, I mean, I don't know how he's going to be able to do that. I mean, like I said, the only thing is really for Ben to actually really get healthy. And, you know, even when he was hobbled last year, I mean, he was just doing what Ben does. I mean, he was a plus 40 in the plus minus numbers for all you analytic nerds out there. And like I said, I know people actually want him to work on. He can work on his free throw shooting and he can work on his jump shooting. But now I'm gonna explain this over here to the, people who actually write sports articles like this, for all the non-basketball people out there who think they actually know basketball. Ben Simmons actually needs to do what he does, get down low, attack the defense, put pressure on the defense, get to the rim, and then help out guys who are not gifted, offensively when it comes to basketball. And I said this in another video I actually just wrapped up on the other show, the other channel, BKNY Hoops, that there's guys like Dorian Finney-Smith. He's not a talented offensive player. You got to put him in the best positions to actually thrive. Okay? He's not going to be able to put the ball on the floor and, break a defense down and make great passes. If he tries to do that, he's going to wind up turning the ball over. And even if he does put the ball on the floor, does he actually have the ability to do 1-2 dribble pull-ups? No. So, Ben, it's important. I mean, you need those guys to actually succeed. You need your role players to actually succeed. And if you don't have them, they're going to, you don't give them the ball, you don't give them touches, they're not going to want to play defense or anything like that. And I mean, like I said, on any level of basketball you actually played, you played with guys that doesn't trust their teammates and just takes bad shots, doesn't pass the ball. I mean, you can be wide open, like, yo, I'm wide open, and they don't pass the ball and they take a bad shot. I mean, we see this in the NBA, we see this on a pro level. So we definitely can actually see it on an amateur level. And you guys know what it feels. You'd be like, you don't want to even play. I'm like, you're just mentally not into it. You're mentally not engaged. You got to feel like, you got to touch the ball. So that's what Ben understands that. And if he has 6'2", 6'3" guards guarding him, he can simply overpower those guys and really just take them to the basket, and cause a secondary defender to actually come, and then he can kick it open to wide open shooters. All right. So especially like if you're a shooter, you actually have to have the ball. You need to get a feel. You have to have a touch. All right. Enough with that rant right there. So Popovich has always emphasized defense, which is what Simmons was great at during the 70s. Okay. Spurs are building around the likes of Wembanyama, Keldon Johnson. If you get Ben, Wembanyama only shoots 28% from three. I don't know how much of a factor he's actually going to be. I'm going to do a separate video on Victor Wembanyama, and the road to him actually might be somewhat of a struggle and of a challenge. And I'm going to get into those breakdowns right there. But listen, those are outliers, man. He's not. He couldn't get through to Steven Jackson. He couldn't get through to Kawhi Leonard or anything like that. He couldn't get through to those guys. There's outliers, and I think Craig Popovich, he needs to just go ride off in the sunset. I really don't like that guy. I can't stand him. And all you Pop fans out there, I don't give a riff. So, Ben Simmons needs to actually get healthy. That's the main thing with him. Get healthy. And all Popovich will actually do is hinder his development. I seen Popovich actually display poor leadership skills, like yelling at players, shuddering their confidence. Guys are going to make mistakes in basketball, man. So... And you'll actually, it's another thing when you actually play basketball with certain players. You miss a layup, yo, man, what the fuck? They start moaning and getting angry or anything, Instead of just being a great leader and say, hey, don't worry about it, we'll get it the next time, or pulling them over and say, hey, all right, work on this, and but I seen Pop yell at players and curse at players, and that can actually shutter a player's confidence right there. And it's probably what Doc Rivers was actually doing. All right, so like I said, Ben has 4 years of NBA experience because of the injuries. He's been in the NBA a while, but in terms of actual experience, he only has 4 years. Then I think 4, maybe 5 years. It takes these guys, like I said, look at Jokic. Look at what Luka Doncic is actually going through. He actually has to get in shape. It's going to take him a while. He has to learn how to trust his teammates and pass the ball. That same thing like, what I was just mentioning. It takes you guys a long time. I'll say a long time, but like usually about, 7 to 8 years to learn everything, to put everything together. These guys are not coming out of 3 or 4 years of college or anything like that. So again, it takes them a while. And like Ben can have injuries. He has a back injury. Shit, you can't work on your free throws or your jump shot or anything like that. You can't do any of that stuff. So, stop listening to these nerds that actually write these articles over there, man. They don't know what the hell they're talking about, man. I don't. Yeah. Ben is actually, he's hurt. He has to get back on track. And also he actually has to get the confidence to actually, to make sure that back is not really good. Anybody had any injuries? I've been hooping for 25 years, and you have especially like a lower extremity injury. It's going to take some time till you feel like you're really truly comfortable, and playing like your normal self. You don't trust that you're going to re-aggravate something or hurt something again, We're all human beings. Nobody actually wants to go through any kind of pain or anything like that. Nobody wants to do that at all. All right, so these are not robots. They're actual human beings. And all right, so I will wrap this video up. Definitely like, comment, subscribe, and certainly share this video. And when you share, the universe certainly shares back with you. Peace.